here's Brody Brazil.
The voicemail line is open and ready anytime you are at 1-833-4-BRODY. I literally listen to every single message, and then I get to play back and respond to the very best ones.
Hey, Brody, this is Paul from Visalia, California, and I was just calling because I was thinking about the RedZone channel, and I saw a story on Yahoo Sports that said the RedZone channel, the NFL RedZone channel, this last week, week 13, ran a total of about 5 minutes of like sponsored segments, commercials, the picture-in-picture, whereas before it used to be commercial-free football.
Right.
7 hours of commercial-free football. And I was just wondering your thoughts on RedZone, the future of it, if you think eventually they'll roll out a ad-free version where you pay more than the regular version. Just your thoughts on RedZone and the fact that it's no longer commercial-free football. Thanks.
Paul, it's a great conversation. I know a lot of fantasy football players are very interested in this channel. I mean, me having a team in a league for the last couple of years, I've tuned in way more to RedZone in the last 2 football seasons than I really did before that, quite honestly. To be truthful, it has a very specific purpose, or if you just want to see all the action and keep up to date with everything, I mean, there's no more efficient way still, even though there are more commercials, and it does seem a little bit more commercialized now that ESPN, by the way, has taken over RedZone channel. I'm not sure everybody's aware of that. Some of the influence here is because NFL Network is not necessarily running or operating the RedZone channel anymore. This is a little bit of the ESPN takeover and influence. Is it going in a terrible spot? Was this inevitable that there would be some commercial interruptions or things kind of thrown on the screen at the same time? I also realize they're doing a ton more in the sports wagering world than they ever did before. More on that in just a second. They also had some technical difficulties this past weekend as I'm recording this. There was like 4 minutes of static. I didn't see this in real time, but I saw it was trending on social media and everybody was posting clips of like, what is going on here? Sounded like an audio problem, but it must have been more of a transmission thing. Like, that's a rarity. They do a really good job in the whip around, in trying to show every touchdown, every critical play, the quad box, the picture-in-picture, the double box. These are all TV terms that people now know because of the RedZone channel. They still do a pretty outstanding job on a week-to-week basis. So I'll throw away the technical difficulties. But yeah, the commercials that started this season and have increased. Like, at first it was, hey, we're just going to throw one spot in there and see if anybody says anything. And I think that's kind of the point of what RedZone is ultimately going to do here. If it was 5 minutes by the end of this year, I mean, literally, I'm not trying to exaggerate. I'm not trying to incite something here, but I think it might be more like 10 minutes by the end of next season. So long as there's not tremendous negative feedback. So long if a bunch of people aren't complaining. I think they're noticing this now. I mean, you've called in to talk about this, and I'm bringing this to a wider audience. Like, this is the inevitable of what they'll try and do. It's almost like I've used the analogy of clipping your fingernails. And you clip it back a little bit, and you clip it some more, and you clip it some more. Ow, that kind of hurts. They're not really going to stop until there's some blood. You know what I'm saying? They're going to keep clipping away at the commercial-free aspect of this. They're going to put a little bit more here, a little bit more there, see where you notice, see the feedback they get, and see if people complain. Now, it's a weird thing that a lot of people get RedZone included with their cable package, or they pay a little bit more, or they buy the YouTube TV Sunday ticket package. So there's a lot of different ways that people are getting RedZone. Not everybody's paying like just standalone for RedZone, but if you bought, and I didn't even know the price of this until I looked it up, if you bought RedZone as its standalone thing, like you don't pay for anything else, you don't subscribe to any other football packages, RedZone itself is $99 a year here in 2025. Now, for $99, I'll be honest, you're kind of on the cusp of should there be commercials or not. I really feel like if you were in the $100+ range, like something about that, subconsciously with me as a consumer, I feel like once you get into triple digits, you know, for a season, then I don't want to see any commercials. But so long as you're at about the, what does that turn out to be, like $15 a month, depending on how many months you're watching, $20 a month, probably $25 a month. The point here is that there is probably a price threshold that we will eventually get to. You're right. There may be an option down the road to have commercial-free viewing, but I don't see how that's going to happen because if RedZone is going to take breaks, like everybody's going to have to see it, right? If they're going to do picture-in-picture, everybody's going to see that. If they're going to take a pause and play a 30-second spot, everybody's going to see it. So I don't know that they will ever produce two versions of RedZone. From the production side, I can tell you that's not a logistical possibility. So the real answer is one version of it. It is going to have more ads. I don't know that there is going to be a higher price point you could pay for something else separate. I don't even know that they can honestly offer that. So for $99 a season and they're throwing in commercials, does it seem like the same deal? How about this? What if the deal was, we're going to do 10 minutes of ads next year, but the price, if you want to pay for this standalone, is $75. No, that will never happen, right? Why would the NFL, why would they, and ESPN, why would they give you some money back so that they can charge more money for other things? That's not going to happen with the way they're operating it. But hypothetically, I think people would take that trade-off. If you were going to see more ads for a lower subscription cost, or maybe if the add-on for RedZone were like, I don't know, $8 a month or whatever it may be to your existing package, then I think maybe people would go in for that. Again, there's still no better place for fantasy players to watch their games unfold on a Sunday. And that's why the NFL and ESPN, they know they've got something here, right? They know that's why they're so hungry to introduce advertising, because there's a lot of people watching this. They don't always publicly reveal the ratings of how this channel's doing and how long people watch for, by the way. That's another metric in selling commercials is, wow, we have people literally watching this channel for 3 hours and 47 minutes straight on Sundays. That's the average view time, hypothetically, or the time that the TV's on. So there's no better place to sell ads and for people to be watching. And that's why this is such a valuable property, maybe even more so than the typical Sunday game, the Sunday pedestrian game that has two interesting teams, but there's nothing special about it. RedZone might be a better sell. And I don't think they're ever going back to ad-free. I just have to say this, and it's unfortunate nobody wants to hear it this way, because now that they've started to introduce some ads, and now that there's been some acknowledgement of this, but not complete kickback, and people aren't canceling RedZone yet, there's been no outcry among the fans. They're noticing it, but is anybody actually complaining about this? RedZone, in my opinion, will never go back to ad-free at this point. They can't. They've seen the revenue stream come in. This is going to happen. They're trying to introduce it, I think, in new and different ways. They're trying to make it a little subliminal, and maybe the double box and the split screen, keeps the action on a little bit, but they're going to have to find some even more inventive ways, I think, to get sponsorship on this channel, because I do agree that people have noticed it this year. And if it really does double next year from 5 to 10 minutes to 15 minutes of commercial advertising, even over the span of 7 or 8 hours, that's probably too much for the paying customer, especially because this is what they were trained on. This is what they came up with, a RedZone that was commercial-free for so many years, and now the product is inevitably changing. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments section below. Also, thumbs up while you're down there helps me the video and the channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I would love to see you back here next time.